Welcome back to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services. A leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio, our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at donahueaccountingservice.com. I'm your host, Alex Meacham, former Bearcat basketball player from 1997 to 1999 under the Hall of Fame coach, Bob Huggins.
And I'm Neil Meyer with the Front Office News.
And I'm JT Smith, editor-in-chief of the Front Office News.
All right, fellas, we are back for another episode. Let's jump right into it. The Bearcats are currently 12-7 after losing to BYU, and it hurts to say it, 52-80. This is the Bearcat game recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. That's right. We got a new sponsor. Let's get a little round of applause going.
Make some noise for that. Make some noise.
Yes.
Minority voice.
We'll get into what Purple Monkey Project is here shortly. JT, thoughts on the Bearcats' performance? Deep breath. Yes. Woosa. Woosa.
Man, that game, dog. That game didn't give me much to hang my hat on, man. I'm normally a glass half full guy, but
yeah, like your drink.
Yeah, my drink. I'm drinking water. I should be drinking. I should be pouring up on the bar right now, but I'm not.
Of all the nights, this is the night where you need to have.
I'm being legit. Cause I'm gonna work out in the morning, so you know what I mean. I'm trying to be legit, but I probably should have 3 drinks to how bad they played on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had maybe a decent half. I mean, they missed too many layups, and then in the second half, they just got punked. I mean, punked. BYU couldn't miss. We didn't change up our defensive coverages. I didn't see anything. Maybe try to slow them down. They act like the 2-3 was Syracuse when they had Carmelo Anthony and Hakeem Ward. Like you would have thought they had like the best 2-3 you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's bad. Aziz is playing the elbow on 2-3. Like it's just just in a position not to be successful. That's just the thing I saw even in the first half. I thought he was in the elbow. I mean, playing against a 2-3, you need a playmaker there. No disrespect to Aziz, but when he catches at the elbow, that's what the team wants. It's playing into their hands. Shoot. I mean, I think it was a point. I don't know what they finished as, but I know at halftime, if they had 30 shots, they had 15 threes. So, like, you know what I mean? So half of their shots were 3, so they're not attacking the basket, playing into their hands, and they're playing against a 2-3. So just, I mean, it was bad. It was a bad game, man. This one of the games you kind of got to burn the tape, but it's one of those games that if a team is having trouble guarding one, I mean, we haven't really scored lately as much as normal, at least early in the season. And if the Bearcats do get rolling, they're just going to put them in a zone. They're going to slap a zone out there. I mean, that BYU made it. I mean, it looked like, it looked like they never seen a zone ever, to me. And but I will give props to. I'm gonna give some props. Rayvon got in at the end, last minute. He came in there and went hard. He could have came in there and just went through the motions. Pause. Yeah, he could have came in there and went through the motions. They were down 20-some points. He came in there and was really trying to get at it. Made a couple good buckets. Showed some effort. Just real gritty plays, which we didn't see all night. That was a good thing. That was the one positive of the night. I thought he came in with the points. So my bad for rambling.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point because I didn't even have that in my notes to talk about, but he definitely gave some great minutes, and that's a true testament to Rayvon's character.
Yeah.
Because some people would be in their feelings and
for
say,
sure,
I'm not going to play hard. Like I think Charles Barkley was on TNT the other night talking about, I don't know if you guys saw this, Jimmy Butler's contract.
Yeah.
And did you guys see this clip when Shaq was like, if that was me and I'm Jimmy Butler, I'm not going to go in and play hard. And Charles Barkley's like, what? Like, what about your teammates? Like, you're supposed to play hard. Shaq's like, no, man, not with the and so that's low character to me. No, I don't know Shaq, but that's
Yeah.
low character. And for Rayvon to show high character and come in there, I think he had a jump shot. Did he hit a close shot too? Right?
Yeah, he made two. Like one was a drive shot. He missed the three. Then he made another like kind of off the cut type of play. I think around the paint.
Then he had a layup too.
Yeah, so he scored a couple.
Yeah, good for him. Hey, what was the second half margin? Was it 52-29? Neil, can you pull up the stats? And
Yeah, the
Sounds about
second
right.
half was 52-29.
52-29. We scored 52 points for the game.
They scored it in a half.
Which, think about it, BYU shot 11 from 15 from behind the arc in the second half. That's more points than Cincinnati scored the whole second half.
That's bonkers to me. Neil, let's go right into you. Your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the biggest thing that stands out for me is, I mean, it's now the 6th straight game that you lose the rebounding margin. I think that's the difference maker as well for a team that prides themselves on rebounding the basketball. They have now fallen to the rebounding margin for the 6th straight game, and everybody who knows Cincinnati basketball knows their pride is to crash the boards and really make an impact that way, but they just have not been able to do it in recent weeks on that aspect. But first half, I thought they were close. It was 28-23 at halftime. And then next thing you know, the momentum switched in this game all of a sudden when Igor Demon hit the three right before half, and then he came out in the second half to open the second half with another three. When those two shots went down for BYU, that's when things completely changed. But it just looked lackadaisical for Cincinnati, in all honesty. I mean, 52 points in the second half. Yes, BYU is an elite shooting team. I think 11 for 15 in the second half from three. You look down, BYU shoots 60% from three on the game, 15 for 25. I mean, that's something that not many teams can do, but that's more threes than Cincinnati has given up in all 2 years, and probably, 2 years? I don't think a team shot that hot from behind the arc. I mean, Texas Tech was pretty hot from behind the arc the other night, but 15 and shooting 60% from three, you're going to have a hard time winning games when teams are shooting like that from behind the arc. But Cincinnati just got outplayed in all aspects of this one. I mean, you guys mentioned it, 52 points in the second half. Cincinnati only had 29, but outside of CMOS, there was really no offensive production. CMOS leads the way with 14 and on 5 of 11 shooting, so he had a decent shooting night, but you look down at the splits from everybody else. Jizzle James was 3 of 13. Dan Skillings, 3 of 7 from the field, but just had 1 rebound. And everybody knows that's not Dan Skillings to just finish the night with 1 rebound. Dylan Mitchell, I thought, played decent, 4 points, 5 rebounds. You would have liked to see that a little bit more, but, man, BYU just out-physicaled them on Saturday night and showed that they wanted it more.
The Bearcat game recap segment is sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. A couple things. One, I know we talked about, the Bearcats going out there. Obviously you got to travel to Utah. I think you got 2 games, right? You've got BYU, and then they're at Utah. So you've got those games. You're out at Utah, you're away, and it's not always easy to travel. No excuses there. I think there was 17,483 or something like that people in that arena. So they have big crowds there. I mean, gosh, that's a big crowd. So people are hyped up. What I think what kind of bothered me a little bit is if you look at BYU and their record, both conference and just their record in general, very similar to Bearcats going to this game, right? I think they had, right? BYU had some ups and downs, some struggles. Kind of both teams were mirroring each other in some ways.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So that would tell you, hey, this is a winnable game, right? Yeah. It's not like you go into this and expect the Bearcats to get blown out 52-80.
Yeah.
And also, Meach, it's worth noting too, you look down at the stats, BYU shot 74% from the field in the second half, 17 for 23.
Yeah, that's That's incredible. And I don't know. I don't watch BYU basketball. I don't know a tremendous amount about their team, but there's no way they've shot the basketball that well, prior to this game. I don't even know if some of the guys that, Igor and those guys were really knocking down shots like that prior to this game, but good Lord. Got hot against the Bearcats. And here's the other thing, too. We talk a lot about keeping the turnovers low. The Bearcats only had 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
So like you do a lot of these things, but then BYU, what? They get 27 defensive rebounds. Help me out if I got that wrong, Neil. Or JT, whoever's got the stats, right? 27 defensive rebounds.
27 defensive rebounds, yep.
27 defensive rebounds. That means we're not one shot and out. How many free throws did we shoot for the game? 4? 4 free throws for the game. 1 for 4, right?
Oh yeah, 1 for 4. Dang.
Yeah. I mean, you look at all those stats and just some are downright a little bit bizarre. And I think we'll talk about this a little bit later. I want to get your guys' opinion. Watching them, and I had a buddy who watched them independently from being a Bearcat fan, doesn't live in Cincinnati. He watched the game, and he said to me, man, that Bearcat team just doesn't look very confident. That's exactly what he said. And, you watch them sometimes, and you can see, especially the BYU game, you see that. They don't look very confident at all.
Yeah.
Your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we said it for last week and a half that they were kind of lacking their confidence after the tough start, and unfortunately, it's just carrying through, is what it feels like over the first 8 games of conference play. Seems like that confidence is taking a little bit of a dip heading into just about the midway point of conference play. So they got to find something to get out of that groove and get that confidence going.
I totally agree. JT, any thoughts?
Yeah, it's something. It's something.
JT's frustrated. Maybe some of them need to do like AJ Brown and read a book on the side.
It might help, man. Some helping, man. Some will help, because they gotta kind of, I don't know, man. It's kind of one of those things where everybody gotta just say F it and come together and do, and just say we ain't taking this no more, because on the road we just getting they getting handled. You know what I mean? It's the second game they done just got.
Yeah.
Like just sometimes you could take the losses. You're gonna have losses. It's not like fans or us expecting them to go 30-0. You know what I mean? But in the way you lose, it does mean something. I know it's no moral victories, but like last year, it was a lot to hang your hat on, because when they did lose, it would be by a couple points, and it might be a couple possessions here and there that would burn them. But this year, teams are kind of having their way, and that's where you're like, man, what do they do? Because it's not like last year where you're like, okay, we can fix a couple of small things, and then hopefully that comes, with more victories. Right now, man, teams are just looking like that game, that looked like in boxing terms, I know you like boxing, Meach. That looked like Deontay Wilder in his last fight. We were Deontay Wilder. Right? You saw that. You watched it. Did you watch his last fight?
When he got hit and he looked at the referee.
Yeah, and looked like help me. Yeah. He tried to ask the referee to start try to hug. Yeah, that's what we looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish I was just joking, you know what I mean? But that's what that was.
Yeah.
Like essentially in a fight. I mean, so.
Yep.
Yep.
I told you I ran into Deontay Wilder in LA.
No, you
I didn't tell you this.
No, you didn't tell me that. No, you did not. You capping. You didn't tell me.
Listen, so I'm in LA, and I got to tell the story real quick. I'm in LA. I'm in the airport, and I just landed. I'm getting ready to get my
luggage.
Huh?
Get your luggage?
No, I got my luggage. I was getting ready to get the shuttle to go to the rental car, and this black SUV pulls up where I'm standing and waiting for the shuttle, you ever been to LAX, you gotta like catch the shuttle, the rental car, and you're like all the like if a famous person comes out, they get in these SUVs and they were parked, and I see this dude walking. I'm like, yo, that looks like Deontay Wilder, and he was walking with a woman and some kids, and I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if he's like cool because he seems a little like you box, you never know how.
You never know. True.
Never know.
You never know how they're gonna be. So I see him. And he goes to the SUV, and the guy's like, Mr. Wilder, here, you're here. And so he gets his wife, and he's getting his kid in there, and he's getting ready to close the door. And I'm like, should I say something? I'm like, F it. I'm like, what's up, champ? And he like looks, and he turns, and he looks at me, and he looked mean. Like, how he looks.
Yeah.
He's tall dude, man.
Yeah.
He's a tall dude. So he's like, I'm like, hey, man, a lot of respect. And he was like, and he just nods his head, and he like moves around the door, and he comes over to me, and he slaps my hand. He like hugs me.
Yeah.
And he was like, what's up, man? And I'm like, nothing. Just landed, man. I got some business in LA. I said, what's up with you? He's like, man, I got my family. We sat there and like literally talked. He was the nicest dude. And I was like, you're from Tuscaloosa, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, my dad is too. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, my dad grew up on Gold Street. And he's just like, he couldn't believe it. Man, we chopped it up. And I was like,
that's crazy.
I was like, I got a lot of respect because I know boxing's like a tough sport.
Yeah.
I was like, I got a lot of respect because he was a hooper. He wasn't a boxer.
Yeah.
And he got, tore his knee and all that stuff. And then he just like hugged me again. He's like, hey man, safe travels. And he was good. He's good people, man.
That's tight. That could have went a lot of different ways,
You know what? And I wasn't sure. I'm trying to see if I got this picture of me and him. And I was like, hey, do you mind if we get a quick, picture or whatever?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, for sure. I'll try to see if I got it here. But no, he was definitely good. I know you'd appreciate that. I thought I told you that story.
Nah, I ain't know that one.
Crazy. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's tight. That's pretty tight. Yeah. But that's what. He's supposed to be fighting again soon too. I think he should have like an easy fight. So hopefully he gets a little knockout off.
Hopefully, yeah, he gets back on track. I'll have to find the pic and I'll show it to you guys. By the way, can y'all see that?
Hold on. Yeah. Inner Excellence.
That's the book that AJ Brown reads on the.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, my mom got it for me as a gift. She saw the story on
nice.
The Day Show or something about the dude. She bought the book for. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna let you guys know what I think.
Bet.
The Purple Monkey Project was formed following the tragic loss of 10-year-old Reagan Vanasse in May of 2021. Reagan was a ray of sunshine who lit up every room. The Purple Monkey Project is named after Reagan's favorite stuffed animal and seeks to keep Reagan's spirit alive by being a ray of light in the community and promoting random acts of kindness. By providing scholarships and other financial support of youth and youth-centered charities in Southwest Ohio, the Purple Monkey Project seeks to pay it forward, all in the name of Reagan. To learn more about the Purple Monkey Project, please visit purplemonkeyproject.org or visit them on Facebook at Purple Monkey Project. Now, this Tuesday at 10 p.m., the Bearcats take on Utah in Salt Lake City. Hey, have you guys ever been to Salt Lake City? I know we talked about that last time.
I had technically, I'll say yes, because I was super young, but I was probably like 6 or 7.
Okay. Neil?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
So I don't really count it, but yeah, I've been there, but I don't know where I was at.
I haven't been there. I'm connecting flight. That's it. I've been there. Fun fact. You ready for this?
Go for it.
Guess who has a home in Salt Lake City?
Karl Malone.
You are probably correct, but that's what I was thinking of.
John Stockton.
Stop naming Utah Jazz players, JT. Because you're right.
Nah, but
I'm gonna say the Big O.
Oscar Robertson?
Yeah, because we're thinking like Bearcats, right?
Okay, I'll give you that. That could be a way.
Taylor Swift.
So no.
Uh,
Taylor Swift might, but I don't know.
Travis Kelce.
Oh God! All right, stop. Everybody, stop guessing. I'm just gonna
Antoine Carr.
Jesus, will you shut up, JT? JT, shut up. Michael Jordan.
Hey, Michael Jordan is petty as shit to be living in Salt Lake City.
Michael Jordan has a home in Salt Lake City.
Hey, he petty. Hey, he's super petty. He the petty king for that.
So
he could be anywhere and everywhere, and he chose Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City?
I'm going to tell you the story. So, whenever he would go out to Salt Lake City, people would not really bother him. He talked to Karl Malone, and he ended up buying a home out there because they didn't really bother him in Salt Lake City like they do in other places. Like, he lives in Jupiter, Florida now, but he does still have his home in Salt Lake City. And Jamal Lucas, former Bearcat basketball player, third in command at the Jordan Company, he goes out there all the time to meet with them. Jamal does not like going to Salt Lake City because normally when he goes to see Jordan, it's snowing there. And I'll tell you a whole other story about when Jamal went out there to visit Michael. But Michael has a home in Salt Lake City. It's not petty like you're thinking, like because he beat the Jazz.
Yeah, I thought it was on that type of time. Like,
no, they really do not bother him there. Like, they don't.
Probably because they just don't like him so much they don't bother him. So.
It could be.
Yeah.
So that's true story. He has I need to get Jamal to send me a picture of Jordan's house in Salt Lake. Jamal occasionally will show me pictures of it. He showed me this Jordan's car collection one time.
Crazy.
Like this video he took in Jordan's house. Bro.
I know it's crazy.
I know it's gotta be tough.
Crazy. I could do a whole podcast with Jamal, but he's not allowed to talk about that stuff. I could do a whole podcast on the stuff he tells me.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Oh, man. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Let's jump into the Big O segment, sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. In this segment, we cover players to watch and key matchups. JT, who do you expect a big game from the Bearcats? Because somebody needs to be the alpha and step up.
Somebody got to do it. And I feel like the person I've been like saying all year can do it, has the talent. It's a few people on the team, but the person that I thought would already took the bull by the horns, Jizzle James.
Okay.
He went 3 of 13 on Saturday. Nobody really played a good game. Seen my score 14, but nobody really played a good game. I think this is the game, man. You just got punched in the mouth. Jizzle is very uber talented. The start a good role. I need 15 plus from Jizzle, 5 assists, impactful on defense, low turnovers. But I need a good game from Jizzle James, man. I need him to 15 plus, not 7, 10. I need 15 plus, man. And if he has 7 or 10, I need low shots, but I need a lot of assists. I need him to have 8 plus assists if it's that low. But 15 points, man. We need it. Somebody has to say I'm the number one option, and I follow me. Everybody do that if they're going to salvage this season.
Do you think, JT, and I was thinking about this in regards of Jizzle. I think Jizzle is doing a good job. Like, I feel like he's trying to do what the coaches want him to do, like run the show and do all this. I think it's kind of taken away from his aggressiveness that we've seen before.
Yeah, him starting because he's trying to get everybody involved, which I understand. That's what the point guard's, job. Hey, you get people involved, but it's hard because it's like, hey, am I shooting too much? Am I not getting people to? You know how it is. Like, I have a younger son that's a point guard, so it's like it's probably parents that get mad he shoots sometime. You know what I mean? But if you're passing the ball and nobody's making nothing happen, if I can make it happen, then it's time for me to make it happen. So it's kind of like one of those things. Like, you're supposed to make people better, which that's the point guard's job. But if nobody else wants to take those reins, sometimes you gotta just say F it, and I'm gonna do it, right? And then you play off me more so than anything. I think that's what Jizzle has to do. right now. And I know he's trying to do what the coaches are telling him for sure. And he's doing a good job. He's not being selfish. Got to shoot better. And I think he went 3 for 13, I think, against BYU. But he needs to have an efficient game and be very aggressive, man. Because I think if he gets aggressive, because he can get downhill, get more, get some contact, get foul shots. I feel like last year he got to the line a lot better than he's getting to the line this year. I think he has to, hone some of that freshman year jizzle into this game and get to the line. I want to see him shoot like 4 or 5 free throws as well. Just don't settle for the 3 all the time. I don't mind him shooting the threes, but I want him to get downhill and use his body to create contact and finish.
Love it. Neil, Bearcat player, and who do we need to watch out for from Utah?
Yeah. So you guys have mentioned that this team is desperately needing an alpha. This team is searching for a guy like John Newman was a year ago, where this team had no offense. If the offense wasn't going, you need somebody who's going to slash to the basket and get you a smooth 12 to 14 points when the offense isn't going. So for me in this contest versus Utah, I think it's going to be Simas Lukosius. Coming off a big game versus BYU, 14 points. He's starting to find his groove as of lately. That's now double digits in 2 of the last 3. I think Simas Lukosius is due for a big night versus Utah.
I sure hope so. We need him. Okay, Neil, give me Utah.
Yeah. So for Utah, my player to watch versus Utah is a guy that Cincinnati is very familiar with. We're going to start with Gabe Matson. He's the team's leading scorer, 15 points a game. Can really score in a flurry from behind the arc. Despite the numbers kind of struggling there this season, he's only shooting 32% from behind the arc, but everybody knows who's covered Gabe from his high school process to his time at Cincinnati, knows he can score the ball in a volume, and we mean volume. He starts leading the team in minutes by a significant amount. Guys, he's playing 536 minutes right now for Utah. You want to know what the second closest is for Utah? 414. So he's playing 120 minutes more than just about everybody else on the season.
Wow.
Expect to see him on the court for 30-plus minutes on Tuesday night. But that's going to be the player to watch. Obviously, a first game back for Cincinnati. I know I talked to him out in Kansas City for Big 12 Media Days. He was like, there's no animosity towards Cincinnati. I really enjoyed my time there. I'm glad people remember me. I still remember everything that happened there, but he's looking forward to this matchup, to say the least.
The Big O segment is sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. And let's not forget about Mason, his brother.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to him. Good dude, man. I need to shoot him a text. And the game is on that CBS Sports Network again, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I just verified it.
You know what? I'm just going to be tuning in to the radio, man.
10
Dan
o'clock.
and Terry. Huh?
10 o'clock radio up at 10 o'clock, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go listen to the radio, man. Listen, for this game, I'm going to roll with Dan Skillings for my player to watch for the Bearcats. I'm hoping this is a game where he can, get downhill as they pick up their pace and play with more pace. Because I thought the BYU game, there were moments. I think I texted the group that I think they were playing with better pace, and I would like to see that. And hopefully, Dan Skilling's one of those guys that can help break this Bearcat team out of this funk they're on right now. The Big O segment is sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. Do you have a business that needs better inventory control, production management, or improved accounting control? Outgrown QuickBooks or can't afford NetSuite? Give Loyal Bearcat grads Doug and Kathy Jacobs at Smart Dog Solutions a call. They've been in your position, would love to help you solve all your problems. They can be contacted at 513-739-9473 or online at smartdog-solutions.com. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. And ladies and gentlemen, we are excited for our newly sponsored segment. It's one of the favorite segments, but newly sponsored. You know what time it is. Oh, hit him, Neil. Hey.
Hey, there we go.
Dang, Neil's hype. He got it
I know,
sponsored.
Neil turned up tonight.
Neil said,
Turned up.
Neil turned up. The name game with Neil Meyer is sponsored by Oakley Greens. All right, this is where we take a look at the opposing team the Bearcats are playing and look at the names of the players. Now, some of the names are just cool. Some of them are a little strange. Some of them are just tough to say. So, Utah doesn't disappoint. Okay, Neil, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
It's time for the name game. Now, the first name, I just think it's not difficult to say. I just think it's kind of cool. Number 1.
Number 1 for Utah is Myro Little.
I like that name.
I know. I like that name too.
This is kind of a cool name. All right. Number 2.
Number 2 is a guy Cincinnati is very familiar with, stemming from their time in the AAC, and that is going to be Ezra Osar.
Ezra Osar. That's an interesting one. Number 5.
Number 5 is Joel Karam.
Where's he from? Ooh, yeah. Say where he's from.
He's from Nazareth, Israel, but he attended Hakfar Hayarok. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
Say where he attended again.
Hakfar Hayarok.
I'm gonna say you struggled with that last part of that thing. The first part sounds like actually like a bad word. Say the first part again. Hakfar.
Hakfar.
That sounds like a bad word. Like Hakfar, man. Number 8. I just think it's a cool name.
Number 8 is Keanu Dawes.
I like that name. Could you imagine like going to the bar, right? You see a girl. She's like, "What's your name?" Say it, Neil.
Keanu Dawes.
Yeah. She was like, "Ooh, I kind of like that." And does he got braids too?
Yeah, he's got the dreads too.
Braids. Those aren't dreads. Those are braids.
Yeah, those braids. Yeah, those braids. Those are straight backs.
You know there's a difference, Neil. We got to give you a cultural.
Get them on.
We got to do a cultural breakdown. You know braids and dreads are 2 different things, right? Apparently you know. All right. That long pause tells me you have no clue. All right.
Yeah. He was like,
JT, you want to break it down real quick? I'll let you do it.
It's difference, man. Like, let's see. Hold on. Which part? It's probably braids though. Like Ravons, that's dreads. Just like that's dreads.
Ravons is dreads.
All right, so but like CJ and Day, those are braids.
Yes.
Those braids.
Now, sometimes, Neil,
People
with dreads will braid their dreads, do cornrows with them.
Yep.
Do you follow, Neil?
Yeah, I'm following.
I don't know about that. All right. I feel like we have these great cultural moments with Neil, JT, but
for sure.
Sometimes it just goes.
Yep. All good.
So Neil, look at the picture of how you say his first name again?
Keanu Dawes.
Yes. Okay, look at his hair. Those are braids. Got it?
Yeah, those braids.
I got it.
Okay. I just like the last name. 9.
Jerry Hong.
Yeah, I don't know about that headband he's wearing there. That's I don't know about that. Where's he from, Neil?
Taipei, Taiwan.
And what school?
Wasatch Academy, one of the best high school basketball schools in the state of Utah.
There you go.
And the country, honestly.
Look at my man Neil with the knowledge.
Yeah, what's coming through.
Yeah. Let's go down to number 21.
Number 21 is Ayomid Bamasili.
Say the first name again for me, and give me a little bit more, like, a little more bounce to it when you say the first name.
Ayomid Bamasili.
Okay, he still didn't do it, JT. You gotta Ayo. Then you gotta go with the rest. Try it again, Neil.
Hey, yo, me did, Bama Philly.
Yo, we did.
Go.
Yo, we did.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Neil.
Oh man.
All right. That was good. Number 25. Last
Damn.
name is it.
Which, before we pronounce this is the second appearance for Mr. Mike Sharam-Jamats on the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk.
Oh, say it again. He had a glitch.
Mike Sharam-Jamats.
Huh?
Sharam-Jamats. That's a
That name is wild.
He gave me
That's
trouble on
tough.
that name last year in the spring too, in that NIT run.
Yeah, that name is tough.
Where's he from?
Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia.
Mm.
Cool.
And there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A's in Ulaanbaatar.
Jeez. Wow.
Great.
He was at Dayton.
Yeah, he started at Dayton and went to San Francisco.
That's interesting. Okay. I don't remember him at Dayton, but not that I followed Dayton like that. Okay. Number 31.
Number 31 is Evie Traore.
That's pretty good. Good.
Very good.
All right. Scroll down and go to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, the third assistant coach.
Low Leaf.
Huh?
Is it Low Leaf?
Hey man, his name can't be Low, man. There's no way.
Low Leaf.
His original.
Oh, it's Lauren. Okay, I was about to say,
his
dog.
full name is Loren.
Oh man,
Low Leaf.
Lowly.
Low Leaf. That's my guy, Low Leaf.
Lowly. Damn, I bet the recruits when he caught everything and he joking. Who?
Coach Low Leaf.
It's Coach Lowly. Oh wait, hold up, man. Y'all punking me? Y'all offering me? You sure?
Low.
Some coach named Lowly said.
Man, let me ask you this. We're going to start adding this to the segment. So, of the names of the Utah players, and we can throw in our homie Low Leaf, who had the best name?
The best name?
Who we going to roll with?
I'm going to roll with my man, Mike.
Yeah, Mike's name was tough.
Yeah,
but
say the last name again, Neil.
Sharam-Jamats.
What's crazy is the
V and the J all back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
But,
you got Shara Jam. You know what I mean? Like, how do you do it together? Like, how do you say that? Like, and it's probably not even saying it right. You got Jam in there with a TS after it.
Want to know something crazy about Low Leaf? So he coached 10 years in an AAU program, and in those 10 years, you want to know who he coached in 2020?
In 2020. Let me hold on. Let me guess. I'm not looking at the thing, so I don't know.
I think I looked. I ain't gonna cheat. I ain't gonna look all the way. Go ahead.
Don't look. What? Tell me what city or state?
Well, it was out in LA where this AAU program was. Out in California, in Oakland.
In Oakland? And what was the year?
He coached AAU up until from 2014 to 2022.
In Oakland? So was he with the Oakland Soldiers?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the top AAU program in Oakland.
And there's about a list of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 16 players that are now in the NBA that he coached.
Damn, bro. Well, first of all, the Oakland Soldiers and the Compton Magic out there got nothing but like loaded talent. So go ahead and throw it at me. I have no idea.
In 2020, he coached Kenyon Martin Jr. And then he also coached Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh, dang.
coached Aaron Gordon back in 2014, Zaire Williams in 21, Jalen Green in 2021, Josh Christopher. He's coached some big-time guys out there in the AAU circuit.
So he coached KJ?
Yep, it says in 2020.
No, that's showing
No,
when
that
he
was the
got
year he got
drafted.
drafted. Yeah, but he coached
Yeah,
KJ.
so he coached him.
I'm going to have to text Kenyon and be like, you know my guy Low Leaf?
Hello, Lee.
Low Leaf?
He served as the vice president for the Soldiers in 2016 to 2022.
Hmm.
Oh, so he getting them in there then, huh?
I'm gonna tell you right now, out in that area, man, there's so much talent. Like I think at one point, one of the AU programs in LA, had everybody. I think Compton Magic had everybody. I mean, you can go online and look at all the players that have played there, man. And then what happens is like, even though they're out of Compton, obviously, you got a lot of inner city kids, but then you got kids from the other parts of California that want to come play, for the Compton Magic. So a lot of good talent out in that area, man. So, hey, the name game did not disappoint. We got a sponsor now, Neil, and it did not disappoint tonight.
Yep.
It did not disappoint is right. There's some tough names on this roster.
I know.
Sure. Shout out to the Utes.
Shout out Low Leaf.
The
The name game with Neil Meyer is sponsored by Oakley Greens, the ultimate spot to catch your hometown team in every big game, with 6 giant LED screens and TVs at every angle. It's more than a sports bar. It's your entertainment headquarters. All the sports, all the time, all at Oakley Greens, located in Oakley Station next to the cinemas. They can be contacted, and you can check them out on their website, oakleygreens.com. Listen, we're going to be doing a live podcast. Breaking news. We'll be doing a live podcast from Oakley Greens on February 15th at 3 p.m., 1 hour before the start of the Iowa State Bearcats game at Iowa State. So we'll be there doing a live pod. Fans want to come out, talk to us. We'll have a couple other former Bearcats in the building, so it's going to be a good time. So everybody come on out. The Kenyon segment is sponsored by Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. This is where we cover the keys to the game. JT, what do the Bearcats need to do to win?
All right, man. So
please have some answers. Please.
Man, I wish I had the answers, man.
You ain't got the answers, Sway.
I ain't got the answers. I ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got the answers. So,
Neil, do you know what that is?
I do not.
Oh my God. Bro.
You guys get me with one or two every time. You're like, do you know that? And I'm like, nope.
Right.
Okay, Neil.
It's one of the best like radio rants ever.
You've never heard the Kanye rant on Sway in the Morning. Do you know what Sway in the Morning is?
I think I've heard of it.
Okay. It's a radio show. Yeah. Yep. Just look up Sway in the Morning. Kanye.
You'll get it, and then you'll be able to laugh after that.
Yep.
That's one of the best ones. Now I'm starting to think about other radio rants, but all right, let me get back on topic. All right, guys.
Well, I want to hear your rant.
My rant, man. We gotta show some damn heart out here, man. We out here like the 10 man.
Talk that shit, JT.
You know what I mean? We gotta show some heart, dog. Losing, I know you can say schemes and stuff like that, but losing about 28 on the road is like you gotta say F the other team. I'm gonna go hard. I'm not saying you're gonna win, but you losing about 28 is just hey, I'm just F it. I'm too don't be too cool. It's not the time to be too cool right now. Season's on the line. Show some heart, man. Pose your will against Utah. Get back. Let's get out of this thing 1-on-1 on the road. And now you're 3-6. 2-7 in the Big 12. That's you might as well go ahead. I mean, you're neck deep in the grave. Neck deep. Can something happen? Yeah, but it's not trending in that direction. Let's show some heart. Fight. Get back on the right side of things, and then maybe people are feeling a little bit better. But Yeah, heart, man. It's all about heart. I ain't gonna go into shooting better. I ain't gonna go into other things. Pure heart, man. Bearcat basketball is about grit and grind.
Yep.
That's the thing. No matter who the coach has been, it's about grit and grind. The Bearcats have shown that at times, but if it's ever been a time to show they still got some grit and grind, it'll be on Tuesday. And then we can't just show it and lose it. They gotta play the rest of the season like they got a lot to lose because some people do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So they got to get back to showing why, get back to the basics, go all out for their brothers, go all out for themselves, and show they still got a post, man. Because if this was remember we went to hygiene thing? Remember my hygiene thing? Dog, we ain't took a shower. We taking showers without soap right now. That's how we are right now. We just get in the water. We get in the water and just let air dry and it's 10 degrees outside. That's us right now. So we got water on us. We stink. Girls not loving us. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at, man. We real funky, no haircut. You know what I'm saying? None of that. I mean, we got dandruff. You know what I'm saying? We looking like we asking for change. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So we real funky right now. We real funky. That's all. That's where we at on our hygiene. Our hygiene is real unkept.
You know what we need to do? Just the rest of the Big 12 season is just we need a JT hygiene check.
Yeah, our hygiene is very, like, it's very, very wild, very wild. You know what I'm saying? Trifling. We real trifling right now. Real trifling.
Real trifling.
Yeah, real trifling.
The Kenyon segment is sponsored by Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. Neil, your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts, I'm right there with JT. Kind of play with some heart. But for me, it's rebounding the freaking basketball. You have not been able to rebound the ball for the last 6 games, right? You've lost the rebounding margin since the opening week of Big 12 play. Impose your will and win the battle of the glass. If you do that versus Utah, it could lead to a lot more positive things. But you just simply cannot let Utah out-rebound you on Tuesday night. Because then you look down at the measurements, say they end up winning this game, but you get out-rebounded. Cool, it's different. But if you lose this game and you get out-rebounded heavily by a team in Utah who was arguably one of the worst teams in Big 12 play coming into the conference slate, it's not looking good. So for me, impose your will on the glass, play physical, and win the rebounding margin. Just rebound the basketball. That's all we're asking for.
And Neil, last game, what did I say? They had, 27?
It was 34 to 27.
So they had
BYU had 27 on the defensive end.
That's what I'm referring to. So, man, we've got to do a better job there. We got to rebound by committee, right? I mean, we just got to get everybody crashing the boards, Neil.
Yeah, you can't have another 1 rebound performance from Dan Skillings like he did versus BYU.
Absolutely.
Dan Skillings' pride and joy is rebounding the basketball, and Wes Miller even talked about that heading into this road trip. But they got to find ways to make an impact on the glass, whether that's Dan Skillings, AP, Aziz, Dylan Mitchell, whoever it might be. But Cincinnati's got to find a way to rebound the basketball on Tuesday night.
And I think from my standpoint, one of my keys is, can we put together a complete game from beginning to end? And I mentioned this before, I think on the last podcast of, seeing us put together an offense and defensive collective effort. But my thought now is, can we go from the beginning of the game to the end of the game with a complete game, right? So first half of the BYU, we were competitive. We were in it, right? Second half, terrible, right? So 2 halves, can we put that together and go and get a victory? Fellas, we are in dangerous territory. I mean, some people said we're already there. We're in very dangerous territories right now.
Yeah.
JT?
No, 100%, man. It's danger zone. Like at first, you can kind of look at the games, laugh, but when you're not close to 500 in this conference nothing to sneeze at. Right now, we haven't been protecting home court, so you can't say, hey, what you would want to hang your hat on is, okay, we lost on the road. No matter if you lost by 100 or 1, you lost on the road. Or you get back home. Normally, you get back home. It's normally the medicine for if you're feeling sick. But for the Bearcats this season, you're 1-3 at the crib, so
Not good.
It's not a sanctuary right now. You know what I mean? You're not safe. So with what they've shown us, you can't say, hey, these are guaranteed dubs. And on the road it's a little bit tougher. At home they haven't protected home court, so you can't hang your hat on it, man. Just being honest, with what's going on. So, hey, it's definitely danger zone, man. And I think you'll feel a little bit better if they can pull off the dub against Utah. But it's still, even with that dub, you're still not out of the waters. You still got to keep swimming. And the team can't be like, oh, I feel better because we got a win. You got to still keep fighting like your back's against the wall, because it is.
Totally agree. The Kenyon segment, Keys to the Game, was sponsored by Greg Hooden and Beachmont Toyota. Come see fellow Bearcat Greg Hooden and Beachmont Toyota for all your new and pre-owned Toyota needs. Look for Greg Hooden on Instagram and Twitter at Cincy Greg Hooden, Hooden spelled Hoodin, or come see Greg at Beachmont Toyota. Always ready to help our Bearcat family get into a new Toyota. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. This is where we cover hot topics. All right, let's get away from the Bearcat basketball team for a little bit, but we're going to stay with a little bit of a Bearcat-themed hot topic. The Super Bowl is set. Chiefs versus Eagles, February 9th in New Orleans. Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, is the halftime show. So here's the hot topic. Here's my question for you guys. A couple questions in one. Should Bearcat fans be cheering for Kansas City to win because of Travis Kelce? Or do some of the Bearcat fans not want Kansas City to win because Kansas City's so successful? What, they're going for their third Super Bowl with this group, and it's kind of a rivalry with the Bengals. But really, should Bearcat fans be cheering for Kansas City because of Travis Kelce? And who's your pick to win the Super Bowl? JT, we'll start with you.
All right, if you're a Bengals fan, you probably can't cheer for him right now. Like, you could love him from a distance, but they're winning, you aren't. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like you're probably tired of him. You know what I mean? There's no slight to him. He's a hell of a player. But people are tired of the Chiefs right now. It's Chiefs fatigue. But we're witnessing is probably something that once we get older, you know what I mean? Once the dynasty crumbles, and hopefully sooner than later it does, people will appreciate it. It's kind of one of those things you'll miss it when it's gone. But right now, while you're in the midst of the storm, you're like, F it. Like, you're tired of it. Like, can somebody beat them? You know what I'm saying? But when teams play them, they just do stupid shit. And that's what kills them. They do. Like, they just do stupid stuff. Like Buffalo, good game, but then they just forgot to give James, like, the last drive, they don't give James Cook the ball. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? You want to get a backup running back the ball when James Cook is cooking, literally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stupid stuff. So a lot of teams do that. They forget who they are at the wrong time against them. The 49ers in the Super Bowl, forget who they are in the wrong time, get too cute, you know what I mean? And it burns them. That's what happens against the Chiefs. And they don't forget who they are. They're always going to get the play. They're always going to make the plays. Mahomes is, if you keep it close, Mahomes is going to beat you, and you're not going to get the penalty. So you got to know that. Like, you got to understand you got to play perfect football if you're going to beat them. But shout out to Bryan Cook and Travis Kelce. They're doing amazing things. You got to give them their props. But if you're a Bengals fan right now, if you're just a UC fan and you don't have any allegiance to the Bengals, then maybe you can cheer for them. But if you're a Bengals fan and you rock with UC, you're probably not. You probably hate the Chiefs. Okay. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you just do. But my prediction, I want the Eagles to win. I'm tired of the Chiefs myself, personally. So I need Jalen Hurts. I need Saquon Barkley to go crazy. And they can't forget about running Saquon. And they got good receivers. So defense is solid. Just can't make any stupid ass mistakes. Otherwise, they'll get their three-peat. if they get it, it'll be. I mean, it'll be cool to witness history, but I just don't want them. I'm just tired of them too. So I'm being a hater.
Hey JT, have you ever seen the Instagram video? It's probably because they're winning right now, but it's been around a little bit more recently. The guy who I don't know who he's a fan of. I want to say maybe he was a Commanders fan, and they're interviewing him. He's like, and now the Eagles got Shayshawn Barkley.
Yeah, Shayshawn. Yeah, Shayshawn.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Shayshawn Barkley.
Shayshawn Barkley. Yeah, Shayshawn, man. They got Shayshawn now. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
What's so funny about that is I watched that so many times. I forgot. I started calling him Shayshawn. I said it a couple times. People are like, "What?" I was like, "Oh man, the Instagram."
Shayshawn, and also since my Niners are eliminated, I ain't got to worry about it. I can watch this with a clear mind and not be sorry my team lost, which is cool. I need the Gilly videos. Gilly video about to be so crazy.
Oh yeah, those are crazy.
Gilly is like we talked about earlier. He's like a Make-A-Wish kid
For sure.
If you you would have thought he played special teams where you saw the video.
Does anybody is there any casual fan celebrity that has more access to the Eagles team than Gilly? He's literally coming out of the tunnel in the locker room. He's wearing a uniform. I mean, seriously, is there anybody? But I'm telling you right now, if the Eagles win, I can't imagine what his video is going to be.
Oh my God, if they win, it's going to be next level. That thing's going to go. It might be a 3-day thing. He'll be at the parade.
He'll be up there with
on the buses with him. He'll be on the buses with him. He'll be at the after parties. I need them to win just to see the Gilly content.
Damn,
dude, the Eagles posted the stuff his content yesterday. They literally posted the video. They chopped it up for him and everything and posted it.
That's good.
And tagged him. That's so tight. It's so funny though.
Good for him because he's actually a really funny dude.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He is hilarious, and I mean it's always good when you see people that are from a city and kind of get attached to their particular team, and some viral moments happen, and it's all in fun. You know what I mean? How do you find? He's got the little person.
Yeah.
Dressed like the Eagle.
Yeah.
And the older white dude across the street with the broom, which he does not fit the narrative of what's going on.
Not at all. It's hilarious.
Not at all. I love when they go, "What's my favorite word?" He's like, man. I'm like, and then somebody made a comment how did I understand, but how is that song become the song of the Eagles? It has nothing to do.
Nothing.
He scores from Oakland.
Yeah. That's what's so funny because it's so he was just having fun and just turned into something. You know what I mean? Because there's no connection. It's not and it's Philly rappers, so that's what makes it so funny. You know what I mean? But it's just that's the song he was kicking it. We're having fun before a game, and it just turned into this phenomenon where people were just doing it. And the videos be hilarious. I'll be laughing every time.
So
hey, did you guys see the video of when he almost dropped the NFC Championship trophy yesterday?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
His access right now is
crazy. He's giving that to the GM. Thank you for getting.
Watch him be on special teams. Watch him be on special teams during the game.
He's gonna be a gun. He's gonna be a gunner in the Super Bowl. Watch.
He's keeping Big Dom's job alive real quick. In the recent weeks, he's like, Super Bowl, let's have some fun. Big Dom's right here. Don't worry, nothing's gonna happen.
Bro, he's gonna be the gunner. He's gonna be a gunner for one play in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Hey, what if he comes out during the coin
toss? That'd be crazy.
He might, man.
He might come on with Kendrick. You never know.
Yeah, he gonna come out and lead the Eagles out when they play Dreams and Nightmares when they take the field.
They're probably gonna play the Too Short song now. That's
it's taking over.
That's taken over. Used to be
taking over, man.
All right, Neil, your thoughts.
Yeah, so like JT mentioned, obviously, if you're a Cincinnati fan, you're not going to be rooting for the Chiefs, to say the least, especially because of.
You mean Cincinnati Bengals fan?
Yes, but if you're a Bearcats fan, Me personally, if you're a Bearcats fan, I think you should root for Kansas City just due to the history. I mean, Travis Kelce is going to be a first-round Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Me and JT were actually talking about this yesterday. Bryan Cook's only been in the league for 3 years, and guess what happened? He's about to be playing for his third straight ring.
Crazy.
Not many people can really say my welcome to the NFL moment was, three-peating, being a part of the team that was the first team to three-peat. Think about that.
Now, yeah, true. Now, he was hurt last year. He didn't play.
He got hurt right before the Super Bowl. He got hurt in the playoffs, so he didn't play in last year.
He got hurt. He got hurt before. He got hurt. He didn't play in the Bengals game because I was at Kansas City versus the Bengals regular season. He was out.
Yeah, I think he broke an ankle, if I remember right, or like a really bad ankle sprain or fractured, something with an ankle. But yeah, for me, if I'm a Cincinnati Bearcats fan, I'm rooting for those two guys right there. Obviously, Travis Kelce's a first-round ballot Hall of Famer. Everybody kind of knows that. Bryan Cook, Cincinnati legend, played a big part for Cincinnati's football success. And I'm going to be rooting for them because JT and I had covered Bryan, so we have a good relationship with him. But overall, people are going to hate. Cincinnati fans are going to hate on Kansas City winning. Like, yes, everybody is tired of the Chiefs winning and making it to the Super Bowl. But like JT mentioned, we're going to sit back in 5-10 years from now and sit back and be like, damn, like this is actually like could potentially be GOAT category for Patrick Mahomes if he continues at this rate. Like, we can't hate on greatness. Like, he's doing something that nobody else in the sport has done outside of Brady. So, I mean, on top of it, you can't hate greatness for what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing. But my prediction in this one, man, I hope Saquon runs all over the Chiefs.
Shayshawn, gotta get 150, baby.
I need Saquon to rip off like another 65-yard touchdown on the first play of the game. But my prediction, it's going to be close. I'm going to go with the Eagles 34-31 over the Chiefs.
Oh, you got the over cooking, huh?
I got the over cooking. You know points are going to be scored.
Hey, real quick, I got something for you.
Got Shayshawn Barkley. Lord have mercy, man. All to the Eagles, man. All to the Birds.
They got the Shayshawn Barkley.
They got Shayshawn Barkley.
We survived the Giants, and now the Eagles got Shayshawn Barkley.
He's saying it with so much confidence too.
Oh, they got that Shayshawn Barkley,
man.
Like, bro,
Shayshawn Barkley.
Somebody got to tell them. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. Hey, quickly, my thoughts and then predictions. So, I'm a fan of history, right? Of watching history being made, and say that I watched it, because I think years from now, I can care less. You know, being a Bengals fan, and you know, if the Chiefs are their rivals, I think it's dope to see Travis Kelce, Bryan Cook, maybe in a Bearcat, win. Travis going down as one of the great tight ends, going to the Hall of Fame, winning 3 rings. Like, to say that I know that person is super dope. Like, super dope. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cheering for Kansas City, Travis. I do partly, JT, think like if the Eagles win, man, that Gilly video is going to be wild. So I'm like, you know, I'm kind of on that too, but man, Bearcat through and through, man. I got to roll with my guys, Travis Kelce. B. Cook, such a good dude. He's a Cincinnati guy, right?
Yeah.
He's probably one of the most humble guys, too. I know we kind of asked him. I think I asked him, what was that, JT? 2000. It was the playoff year in fall camp. I was like, what's your goals for this upcoming season? He was like, I don't really have goals. I have expectations. And that kind of like sticks with you once you ask that question. So you kind of see the head he's got on his shoulders and the mindset he attacks things with. And there's a reason why he's successful, having that kind of mindset.
Nah, it's cool dude, Bryan. Show love. So yeah, man. I definitely want them to play good, man. I'm being a hater though. But if they win, I won't be that mad for real. Because, you know,
you're being a hater, JT.
I'm being a hater, man. Sometimes seeing them lose, they can get back to it in a little bit.
But it's, man, history. You could be watching history.
I know, man.
And in fact, you will know 2 people part of history.
I know, man. I know. That's why it's rough, man. It's rough. rough. So that's why I won't be too pissed, but I just need them to lose, man.
Man, put your haterade down, bro.
I can't, man. I'm just keeping it. I'm not. I can't do it, man. I need them to lose, man.
I'm going with.
They got 2, man, but they got back to 3. I don't think anybody's ever went to 3 Super Bowls in a row either. At least not like they probably talk about like Bart Starr and them, but that don't even count. It probably was like 5 teams. It was like
and
it was mechanics. You know how they people say like Jordan played against plumbers.
Yeah.
They was playing. Bart Starr and them was really playing against plumbers, dog.
Yeah. They played the game and then had a shift at the.
Yeah, they was out there going to the GM. They was going making cars and stuff, which is nothing wrong with it. You gotta get your money, but it wasn't like it is now.
What it was. It's what it was. All right, here's my prediction. I'm gonna go with. I'm not good with the whole scores thing. I never get that right. I'm just gonna go Kansas City winning it. History's on their side, so I'm rocking with them. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. Visionary Cleaners is a locally owned company by former Bearcat student athletes. They specialize in high quality commercial cleaning of businesses, apartments, and pre and post construction cleans. They can be reached at 513-388-7816 or contacted online at visionarycleaners.com. Fellas, this concludes another great podcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Donahue Accounting Services, Smart Dog Solutions, Greg Hood and Beachmont Toyota, and Visionary Cleaners, and newly added, the Purple Monkey Project and Oakley Greens. Thank you for coming aboard as sponsors. And you're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. And fellas, before we sign off, I'm looking at my TV. UCLA is up 73-71 versus USC with 1 minute and 54 seconds to go in the second half. I'm telling you right now, if UCLA loses this game, we'll be talking about the press conference.
That pressure gonna be next level, boy.
Yeah, that pressure's gonna be crazy.
Mick's rocking. Let's see, he's got on a blue blazer with some check. That's kind of a tough blazer. I actually like his blazer tonight. Yeah, he's like one of the last coaches that like wears suits.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is like, I've always. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I like the quarter zip, the polo shirts for coaches, like the whole like dressing like an insurance agent just for basketball coach. It just doesn't. I don't like it. JT.
Oh no, I'm with the swaggier stuff. Give me the. I don't know. I like the hoodies. I mean, like, you know what I mean, like the jackets and stuff like that. Not like the dress jackets. I rather.
You like the Kelvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars?
Yeah,
give me
I'll Kelvin in them sometimes. I like
same Jordan, same sweats, all that.
Yep, that's
Neil?
how I'm rolling.
Yep, Neil, you?
I don't know. I kind of could go hit or miss for it, but I'm all for the more dressed down, I guess is the right phrase for it, with the hoodies and the like sweatpants, the comfy clothing compared to. I said the more like comfortable clothing, like the suit and the tie, like dressed down kind of attire.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm more of that. I think the suit trend is kind of out.
Realistically, if you're wearing a suit when you're coaching, and obviously coaches get frustrated, how long does the jacket of your suit actually stay on while you're coaching?
Yeah, probably not long. I just never understood the like basketball coaches in the suit thing. Like I even thought I used to love Hugs was like, I'm not wearing a suit. Like, you know, Hugs was one of the first guys to have that
quarter zip kind of thing.
No, he had a pull. He used to wear a Jordan pullover, and he had a little turtleneck thing he would wear. And he was like, I'm not an insurance salesman. And I kind of agree with him. But hey, listen, each their own. They're making a lot of money, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, for sure.
Do whatever they want. So you're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services. A leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online, donahueaccountingservice.com. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. Go Bearcats.